Very good late evening, early morning to you. It is I, the Warrior Junior, the fight that never ends. The fight that never ends. That kind of sounds like hopeless situation when you say something like the fight that never ends, right? But I don't really look at it like that. I tend to look at it like you always should be battling, should always strive for more, not be so satisfied, which Jesus Christ, signifies complacency. You don't want to be one of those that asks for so little. You know, I don't know where I heard this or I was thinking about this earlier today, but the saying is "be all you can be," right? But I wonder if it can be broken down to a percentage. If there's like really like whatever dreams you have, like whatever like you think you could accomplish, while you're here, and while you're alive, if there's like a threshold, to like 100%, like what you could become, right? Whatever it is. Me, like, boy, it sounds so self-defeatist, but I think I'm like, man, it's so low. It's like I don't even like to think it's just so low. I'm so disappointed, and you're not supposed to compare yourself to others, but you know what this is. It could be either lemon ginger or chai spice. This is chai spice right now. The rain is coming. I don't have a problem with that. Los Angeles. Do you ever think about that? Like, do you ever think you're like a small fraction of what your potential could have been? But like that potential is beyond your capabilities for whatever reason. You were you were this and you didn't make it like that. You were that, try to become this, but they wouldn't sign you. You didn't get a chance to become this for whatever reason. You didn't have a chance to become that for whatever reason. And now you don't know what to do with yourself. Do you ever think like that? I'll tell you how I don't think. When I see people that are doing these menial jobs for whatever, I've seen that commercial for Amazon. The guy gets up on a milk crate and he goes, and he with his bullhorn, I will announce it's $15 an hour across the board, and everybody's, yee! But it's not just that. You're gonna get benefits. You're gonna get paid leave. You're gonna get money for school. Wow, wow. $15 an hour. So let's try to like figure this out. And I'm gonna go big. 10 hours a day. That's a good amount of work. It's $150. And let's say you can work every day. Wow, 150 times 7 comes out to 1,000, what, 35? Whatever, 1,050, 1,000 bucks. That's a thousand bucks a week, whatever. Times 52 weeks. Let's say you work every day for a year. That's 52,000 a year. 10 hours a day without a day off for a year. 50 grand a year, 52,000. Let's say you do that for 10 years. It's like beyond monotonous, 520,000. You still can't afford a house in West Hollywood, not even close. I'm laughing because it's pathetic and it's sad. It's ridiculous. It's this whole system, the way it's designed. It's so designed to fuck you, and not in a good way. It's just so bad. This whole system needs to be destroyed and overridden and completely built from new from day one. It's just absolutely asinine, ridiculous, and retarded the way this functions. Be in business for yourself. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Where people don't help each other, where they cut your throat out. Where I tried multiple ways on eBay, Amazon, tried. All these fuckers, they all just box you out. It's called competition. You know what competition is? It's a cutthroat way of eliminating you. Like it's so not designed for people, like just for a few, the super powerful elite, or the best of the best of the best of the best, to win, and everybody else is like, you know, might as well just go into one of those, turn yourself into manure, because it's like, what chance do you have? Open up, we used to have a yellow pages, remember the yellow pages? Well, I still have it probably, but you open it up, it was all full of lawyers, just everybody, they're all fighting, like, was it like I seen this every time the bar exams administered, what, in New York, what, got thousands of students go, and they're trying to get their degree to become, Juris Doctorate, lawyer, attorney, whatever. It's like there's not enough, right? Or doctors or whatever like that. This whole system, the whole design of education, it's all a farce. Like it's not designed to educate you really, because education should be about success and survival, and building a life, and not having to you know step on people to get to where you need to go. It depends, man. That's why I do not, you know, promote the idea of having kids. I don't believe, and I'm going to tell you why. For me specifically, because what you're dealing with now, and actually maybe what you've been dealing, the society, the way it's functioned forever, is a place of harsh competition. Harsh competition, like, and I notice, I know I go off on tangents, but I don't care, because everything kind of relates to each other. You notice, like, women, these guys, they're all tall, And that's genetic predisposition. It's not their choice to be 6 feet, 6'2", 6'4", 6'1", whatever. And I sit there and I say to myself, like, I'm fucked. You know, I thought I'm 5'9" or 5'10". I think I'm shorter than that. And parents don't take that into consideration. That, oh, here, we're gonna bring this into the world, and good luck to you. You know. And I know height's not everything, but I have read books that talk about what you lack in one, you know, in this and that, you got to make up for it in other ways. It was a pickup artist book. Now I know, guys, yeah, you know what? You know, they know how to connect with women. You know, I mean, that's a very powerful tool to belittle other dudes that are fucking beautiful women. You know, and yeah, well, you know what? They know more than you. They know more than me. I know they're not, you know, but the most important thing in the world, but it is a very powerful ability to have. And then he said, like, for every inch you're shorter than this, you need to be making an extra 250,000 a year. That might sound far fetched, but it's absolutely true. Or have tremendous status. You know, it's the way it is. Even my mom, she lives in Reno. She's not the sharpest tool, you know. She's not. But she even said, "You're in LA," you know. Yeah. And as nice as people might appear to seem out here and everything, you know, they're all out here. They all for a myriad variety of reasons. For opportunity, maybe they had. They come from money. They're working in a field where their connections that got them in. There's a reason, you know. Talked about Vegas on the last episode. I guess every place can get boring if you're there long enough. I mean, you know, Vegas doesn't look like it used to 20, 30 years ago. I just want to live long life, you know. I want to achieve. I want to enjoy life. I want to persevere, like, and accomplish things. And it's like, you know, the things that I chose, pipe dreams, man. I was a very stubborn dream chaser. And there's a price to pay for that. The good side is that you get peace of mind. It's like, well, I tried. You didn't take a post office or menial job and work for 25 years and wonder what if. Bad side is you didn't accumulate any wealth, build like a 401k for retirement or whatever. And I have, you know, like I'm not going to explain, you know, a lot of these retirements are so pittance anyway, unless you were a cop or a firefighter or something like that, a real union job or something might be substantial. But you know, like a pittance, like a social security, was it like $1,000 a month? I mean, you're talking like just life support is what that is. That's you're not going to relative few. the relative few, you know. And then all the people jump on the bandwagon because, you know, they seem to have it all figured out when that's all it is was basically lotto winners, you know. So some of these people, they worked hard, whatever, but they got on a proverbial snowball that didn't melt, you know. Many of the balls that started rolling just disintegrated, you know. And some got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Those are your famous people, you know, your real heavyweights. And everybody's dream is to be like, wow, I wish I could have. I mean, I don't. Yep. You know, I contemplated when I was 25 going into the Air Force. And I was very serious, you know, I passed the ASVAB and everything. So I told the recruiter, I'm a dancer, man. That's what I enjoy doing. Okay. Lackland Air Force Base, 6 weeks. You know, it started out as an E2 and 4 year commitment and whatever. Before 9/11, I was contemplating going in, let me think, like around 97, 96. Here come the retards. Here they come. Here come the fucking jackoffs. Their comments. Anyway, so the Air Force thing was you know, around 95 or 96. No, I think it was 98 when I was contemplating going in. 4 years, yeah. I might have got hit in the middle, right in the 9/11. Yeah. Who knows if they force those people to carry over or whatever. If you're in the military. Uh, I just wanted to dance. That's it. So I guess the question is, well, if you would have went in the military in 4 years, 4 years of dancing, you know, big deal, right? You know, I go out there now, people give me their little respect and say, really, really good. Yeah, thanks. Basically wasted my life for nothing, you know. What it is, I chose something that there's a go nowhere. There's so many things you can do that go nowhere. Being an artist goes nowhere. Being a dancer goes nowhere. Being anything goes nowhere. Just goes nowhere, most of this shit. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound curmudgeon. I'm not trying to sound naysayer, but I'm just telling you the reality that most of these passions go nowhere. And the people that you hear about, the Michael Flatteries or whatever, you know, the people that hit whatever, it's like A handful of these fuckers. That's it. A handful of singers, handful of dancers, handful of this. I met a kid one time. Fuck, it was 20s or something. He was out there in downtown Vegas with a bucket, a popper, shit that I do too. What are you doing out here, man? He goes, oh, I was working the Michael Jackson One show. I go, really? And Jamie King did that, the show that I danced on Dance Fever. What happened? He goes, well, my contract expired. You signed the guy for a year or whatever like that. I don't know how much he got paid. Can't be that much. Maybe it was decent. Maybe it was 40, 50,000. I don't know. Enough to pay your rent. You live decent, I guess, in Vegas, whatever. Contract expired. Show's over for him. I remember I was dancing around. Went into, they say you go around enough in Vegas, you find places that kind of fit your thing. One of them is Carlos and Charlie's. Went to Union Plaza. There was like a beautiful little bed. I don't know. I just felt like the emperor. Felt like saying that, but there's a couple group of funk guys playing. They knew about Shabba-Doo and stuff. The guy said, "He goes, oh, my mom danced with Shabba-Doo. Yeah, old, Shabba-Doo, rest in peace." And the guy's like saw me dancing. He's like, "Dude, you want to go? You want to roll with us?" And I'm like, "Well, I live in LA." And he goes, "Well, they pay you like $100 a night to dance with us, and we bounce around, go from show to show. Not $100 a show, $100 a night." So I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, no, because that's all it takes is for them to go, yeah, we don't want you anymore. Hire you for a week, and $100 a night. What the fuck is that? You know. And listening to that young, Mike Quackenbush, the guy that tried to become a pro wrestler, is probably about my age, maybe a little younger. I doubt he's older. But $0, 5 years, 5 years, couldn't make it. And professional wrestling is way more lucrative than being a dancer. Way. If you're on your draw. Because performing in front of big crowds, 15,000 people, 50,000 people, 80,000 people. Dancing, what do you get? Unless you're, even if you're in a Jabberwockies or something, you're one of 15 guys or 20 guys. If you're in a show, a house show or something like that, maybe, but it's still, how many people are there? How many people fucking can make it as a performer? Now, my friend Ruben talked to me about, he knew this, I don't know, what was her name? I forget what her name is, Dina something. It says, oh, she was with Cirque du Soleil. That's a short-lived fucking thing. It's not about, those no individuals get credit. It's like those circus performers at Circus. They're not about them. It's about what they can do, and it's like, it's not like you're going to see, like, Boys to Men at the Mirage or something like that. They know who those people are, like the names that are tied to, or an individual, that's tied to, like, or who was it, Shania Twain or whatever. Like, it's one person. They got to pay her, like, a lot, at the Coliseum, so you gotta understand, like, you know. But again, there's a million country women that think they can do what Shania Twain did or does. You see, it's like lotto, like it's you're picking something that is like, for the most part, it's not going to happen. And again, I know it makes me sound like naysayer. I know it makes me sound like curmudgeon. I'm just telling you, like, the reality of, of all these pipe dreams. I met this woman today, and of course, she's an artist, and she showed me a picture and she drew and whatever. And she gives it to me. It's like a circular little thing with a picture of this chick, whatever. It's whatever. It's drawing, little painting, drawing, stencil, whatever she made. And I go, "Where's your contact information?" Well, I could tell it to you. And I go, I gave her my business card. You see, you gotta have a fucking business card, okay? I don't give a fuck about this. I know we're in this kind of time now, but you give somebody your fucking card. Doesn't, and I gave her mine. It has my phone number, my email, and it shows a picture, of somebody like working out, cosmetic body shaping consultant, which I don't really do anyway. But its point is but for $15, I think mine were 500 cards for $10 because I have an image. I think for a couple bucks more, they let you upload your image on it. How can people like, well, she's not very business savvy as far as that, and that's fine. But you don't need to be business savvy to have connections, because even to meet women, you gotta have something they remember you by. A million numbers in the phone. None of these fuckers ever called, whatever. Everybody's trying to make a buck. You see these fuckers that comment on my thing from Plumper, all the way, all the Plumper in Russia. They all fucking trying to see these fuckers. They're all trying to like uh, advertise here. They're all trying to sell something. They're all desperate and fucking needy. You know. Here, you want to hear something interesting that I learned about Siberia? Did you know, like, was it last year? It was the warmest it's ever been in the Arctic Circle, probably where these fuckos are contacting or trying to get my attention from. They're from the Arctic Circle, these morons, right? And they're like, it was 100 degrees last year. 100 degrees. Now I don't blame you. If you're in Siberia, wherever the fuck you're from, wherever the hell you are, um, I want to get the fuck out of there too. But let me tell you something. This place sucks too. Okay. You think Los Angeles is bad? You should come to Vostok, Siberia. This is very, very cold. Everybody out there, they all freezing their asses off. They're all cold out there. I've seen videos of people out there freezing their asses off. I don't know what to tell you. Get the fuck out of there. Move. Take the Greyhound bus and get the fuck out of there, because there's nothing there. You know, they say it's better to die where there's it's better to die where there's a chance than to live where there's no chance. And where these idiots from, these morons that use the comment thing, instead of like asking important questions, instead of trying to like help anybody else out. And these fuckers, you know what they are? They're just your common, your common bottom feeders. That's what they are. Your common bottom feeders. And this is why our society is in trouble. And it's not directed at these Russian people, these morons. They're these are morons right here. But it's actually everybody. It's everybody, because you can just see they're just takers. They're not willing to say, hey, you know what? Let me try to like brainstorm with this guy. Let me try to like work together. So I could help myself. I could help this person, become something in life. And so now I seen a video game. There's a game that I was watching before I went live, and it shows like a woman with freezing with her baby, like she's holding, and then you can what you can do. she's freezing because like the window's broken or the part of her house. I don't know. It's one of these virtual games. I don't know what it's called, but it doesn't matter because I don't play. I'm not going to play this. But what you do is you can control. You can tape up put up a thing, so then the woman's not freezing anymore. You can help somebody else out. Isn't that amazing? But it's not real. It's a game. But you make it feel inside, oh, I did something good. I helped somebody out in life. These fuckers, these commenters, these people, they're all part of they're not there to help anybody. They're there to help themselves. They're the greedy, cold people. Okay. And I'm not just talking about Russia, I'm talking about everywhere. I'm talking about there's garbage everywhere. Okay. Most people, I'm just serious. They are not, especially in Los Angeles, is you want to find the most um, of these people like that are just. I mean, look, can you imagine somebody that's a billionaire? I talked about this in the last episode. Somebody that's a billionaire. You couldn't give away that money in your entire as long as you're breed. Let's say you're like 60 years old and you're a billionaire, right? You could spend if you live till 100, you could spend 40 years and just handing out as much money as you can to everybody. You couldn't get rid of it all. You couldn't. But they don't do that. They give nothing. They give nothing. Is it Bill Gates or whatever? Like, oh, the charity, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yeah, yeah, they really gave something. You know what they gave? They gave the coronavirus to everybody. That's what they did. That's what it is. These people, they create all this shit. Now, not him per se, but definitely they know what's going on. This whole thing is all engineered to make money off of this dumb virus and to create vaccines. It all makes money for Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a lie. It's all a fucking lie, okay? The fear to get you scared that you can get this thing and die, and that you'll die horribly, like on a ventilator or something. It's just all bullshit. And CNN, they all love you got to understand they love this shit. Scaring the shit out of you is a great way to keep your attention. What it is. But you don't understand what's going on because you're too stupid, because you're falling for it. You're not educated. You don't understand. You don't see behind the curtain like I do. I do because I'm well read. I studied. I don't watch television. I'm not brainwashed like you morons out there. You're all fucking idiots. You are. I'm sorry. You are. It's all bullshit. Variance, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but your stupidity of falling for the hoax is not surprising. The only thing I don't know, why I consider myself not intelligent is I haven't found a way to make money. Rich people, they're loving this. They're making a fortune off shit like this. But they're already rich anyway, so it's like it's just. I mean, what was it in Wall Street? Gordon Gekko said, or the Charlie Sheen character said, "How many yachts do you need? How many fucking bill? How much do you need?" Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Like it's so much that's like just to show off to their friends, whatever. It's like, what's the difference? Like Warren Buffett, if he has 62 billion or 58 billion or 84 billion, what's the difference? It's a way to keep score. If he's number richest man in the world, or is he number two or whatever? Again, guy could be handing out money. He's 90 years old. You don't give nobody nothing. It's just pathetic, that some people are so rich, and then that idiot he sits with that monger, he's a billionaire too. He just sits there munching away on stuff and giving no real sound advice of anything. The common, "Oh, just save and put away 5%, and then over 50 years, you'll be a millionaire too." Yeah, 50 years, you'd be old like that. It's almost over anyway. Who cares at that point? Well, most people, because they have families, they have kids. Yeah, so their kids don't have to work. If that was the case, and how come none of my generations, that go back, 300 years, they weren't doing that shit? Because it doesn't work for whatever reason. They didn't save, they didn't put away for nobody, they didn't fucking save nothing, man. I start from fucking zero, from fucking dead zero, okay? From nothing, okay? From zip. Nobody fucking gives nobody nothing, okay? Most people have families, you know? I equate this to having a bad hand, being dealt a very bad hand. And, it's almost impossible to climb out of being dealt a bad hand. It has been done. And when people have done it, of course, they're promoted incredibly because there's only so few that have done it. It's a few. I'm telling you, I see the same morons, these dumb Mexicans, these guys, valet drivers, been doing this shit for years and years, years and years. Same morons working in the market for years, and years. They got nothing. They got nothing. Okay. They can't have anything. They wouldn't be doing that if they had anything. Okay. They're on a perpetual on a fucking merry-go-round. It doesn't matter which way you go, merry-go-round this way or circus wheel that way. They're going. They got nothing. They got fucking nothing. They didn't make it. The people that have made it, I can pretty much tell you. I can summarize them into a couple different categories. Here are the people that have made it. Hold on a second. Listen up, jackasses. Instead of writing and trying to advertise here, morons. Fucking Russia, idiots. Okay. I shouldn't. You know what? I'm gonna maybe turn off the comments thing because um, you're not contributing. You're not sending me any money to help fund my channel. So fuck you. Okay. Here are the people that have made it. Number one, the people that have made it are the older people that invested in real estate 30, 40 plus years ago. Those are the people that have made it. Group number two, the people that invested like in, invested in cryptocurrency when it first came out. They were on the bandwagon or they got in kind of early snowballed it. Group number three, people that started a successful business, any business endeavor that took off, over the past 20 years. I mentioned crypto, but there's other things. It's just a vague. So that's number three. Group number four, people that hit the proverbial lotto, whether it be entertainment or whatever. They're the handful, the select chosen few. And then finally, group number five is your, maybe they're bonus babies that inherited, money. That's really about it. That's it. I can lump anybody into one of those five categories. Period. The conversation's over. So, there's your answer. I mean, you're talking about basically a select group, relatively small compared to the vast majority of people that are out there. And, when you look at this, you're like, wow, what do I do? Like if I'm in college or, young person or something. And I'm just gonna tell to you, you're coming in. What you're doing is like, you're all excited, young, whatever, like that, and you think you're gonna make it. Like you're seeing these people like that made it, that because they're one of those five categories, and then here you are, all excited and everything, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna run into this. what's right behind me. Do you know what that is? Not that, but you're gonna run into this right here. This. I don't want to bang on it because there's somebody that lives on the other side of it. You're gonna run into a fucking wall, is what you're gonna run into. And the more excited you are, the harder you're gonna hit that fucking wall. And the second you hit that wall, you're gonna hit the wall of reality. And guess what? You're not going through the wall. You're gonna fucking run right into it. And the harder you hit that wall, you can come back out and you're like, oh fuck. I think there was a movie. I forget what it was, and they're wandering in the middle of nowhere and they hit this invisible barrier. And does it. They're not going any further. But I'm just telling you that that wall represents the rational, the realization that you're not in one of those 5 categories. Well, I'm going to climb the wall then. Go for it. You better fucking set up some real solid plan over like 2 decades and stuff. And that's going to be real fucking hard to do because most young people are fucking impatient. They're growing up during the internet era, and through this, the fast and quick and easy. And anybody that's going to dedicate 20 years, that ain't fast, quick, or easy. So the Ty Lopez guy made his money, like dating sites and shit. They did. They were able to take advantage of people's desperation to connect. It was like first generation. Smart, at the time. Find a way. Charge people $40 a month. Try to meet people, Yeah, sucker. I fell for that shit too. Never met anybody. A lot of it has to do with age too. A lot of these younger people, they got in, the cash apps, whatever. They found a way in their 20s or their 30s, kind of grew up with this social media, connecting with people and everything like that. I'm too old. Too old. It's like I know this older guy, well, he died already. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little bit of wisdom. Just be prepared for that. That's what's going to happen to you more than likely.